Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am doing a tarot therapy reading, or I guess you can call it like a healing reading. I haven't done one of these in a while and I just randomly felt called to do one. So the topic of today's video is going to be about releasing any type of shame or guilt that you're carrying. I was picking up in meditation that a lot of you are carrying shame or guilt about a past situation and you're finding it very difficult to let go of. So this could be like past experiences or decisions that you regret or that you feel embarrassed about, and it's just weighing heavily on your energy. So I'm hoping that with this reading, by the end of this reading, it'll help you to release some of that weight off of your heart. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first card that I pulled is the Six of Cups. So this card is talking about the past. I feel like this is giving me a look into the situation that you're carrying currently. So this could have been a situation where it started out extremely innocent. I'm seeing like childlike innocence in this card. So you could have really trusted someone or like put your faith in someone in a very innocent way. Like, you know how children see people, like children are so innocent, they don't really understand that some people are dangerous or some people don't have good intentions. It's like children have this innocence to them. And I think that you also have this innocence to you, and you may have really opened up to someone or really let someone in or trusted someone, or this could have been a pattern of, trusting multiple people or opening up to multiple people. And if you're carrying shame about this, then I'm guessing that it didn't turn out so well, that this person or these people turned out to just not be good people at all, and they turned out to not have good intentions, and they turned out to be very deceitful. And so you could be carrying this shame of feeling like you were naive, or feeling like you got played, or like someone outsmarted you, or just beating yourself up like, why did I believe them? Why was I so trusting? Why didn't I put my guard up? Why did I trust them when they said that they were going to change? Why didn't I leave? Why did I give them another chance? It's like a bunch of questions that I'm hearing running through this card. And again, I feel like this is not something you should beat yourself up over, because again, you still have your childlike innocence. Like, you still have this childlike wonder to you. And it's because you're just really in tune with your inner child. Like, you just have like an innocent, pure heart. And so anybody who takes advantage of this, they are the ones who should feel ashamed. They are the ones who should feel embarrassed for taking advantage of someone who wholeheartedly trusted them, especially if it was a situation where you gave them a second chance. That's not anything for you to be embarrassed about, That's because you know that you're the type of person that if you were given a second chance, you would do right. You would do better, So you wanted to believe that in another person as well. When they say that they're going to do better, you see the good in people. You have faith in people. And that's not a bad thing. That's not something for you to be embarrassed about. That's not something for you to carry shame or guilt about. They should be the ones that are embarrassed for taking advantage of that, So the next card that I pulled is the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is your present energy. And I feel like with this card, this is talking about how you're at a standstill right now, that you are stagnant right now. And I feel like that's because when we are carrying shame or guilt, it makes us kind of want to stay stuck, or not. Okay, I shouldn't say we want to stay stuck, but it keeps us stuck because the shame and the guilt weighs on us to the point where we're having a hard time moving forward. Like, shame and guilt are just very, very heavy emotions. And so when we're carrying that with us, it's hard for us to move forward to a positive future, Like, let's say, for example, you got out of a relationship where you felt like you were fooled, like this person had you fooled, and you are feeling ashamed of it. It's very hard to get up and say, you know what, okay, that happened. I'm going to go ahead and start this new chapter of my life. I'm looking forward to a bright future. I'm looking forward to new love coming in. No, it's hard to feel that way or to look forward to that when you're carrying this shame and this guilt. And especially because the shame and the guilt, it has you kind of stuck ruminating. Like you'll sit and think about all the things that you should have done differently, all the things that you could have done differently, all the red flags that you missed and things of that sort. Like a combination of all those things, just it keeps you stuck. And especially if you are feeling like there was a sense of injustice as well. Like you could be oscillating from beating yourself up to the other end. And sorry, I was getting too many downloads at once. You could be oscillating from beating yourself up to also feeling vengeful. Like you want not necessarily revenge on this person, but you just want justice. You want fairness. You feel like you were taken advantage of and that this person should pay for that, or that this person should face some sort of consequences for that. So a combination of all of those things can keep you stuck. And all of those feelings are valid feelings. Like those are not feelings that's like, oh, just let it go and, just move on. No, like these are very valid feelings. You are a human. You are a sensitive soul. And yeah, you're going to feel like this after being taken advantage of, So I think the first step is for you to acknowledge that these feelings are valid. I think that if you're trying to push these feelings away, like forcibly push them out of your mind or push them away, I think that they just kind of stick around even more, even if you're not conscious of them. Like if you try to push the feelings out of your mind, you'll still feel them in your body, So I think the first thing to do is to kind of sit with yourself and just acknowledge those feelings and acknowledge that it's okay to feel this way, and that any type of anger that you're carrying, it's because you love yourself. Whenever you feel anger after you've been mistreated, that's just a proclamation that you love yourself and you were not deserving of being treated that way. But I do feel like what I'm getting is that you definitely do have to start the process of moving through this shame and guilt, because I'm seeing in the cards that, yes, the anger is definitely something that, you have to allow yourself to feel some of it. You can't push it away and things of that sort. You have to acknowledge the shame and the guilt, acknowledge that it's there. But what we don't want to do is stay in it for too long. So I'm going to pull one card to see how to move through this. The Ace of Swords, we pull one more. Page of Cups. Okay, so the Ace of Swords is a card that talks about a mindset shift, and then the Page of Cups is talking about a superpower that you have, that you are not fully aware that you have, that can help you move through this. And the message that I'm getting is very interesting. So basically what I'm seeing here is that the Page of Cups is saying that your good heart, your childlike innocence, your ability to be empathic and things of that sort, that is actually a superpower that can help you to move through this energy of shame and guilt. And it's interesting because it's almost like you're distancing yourself from that part of you because you feel ashamed of that part of you. Like you feel like that part of you is what put you in that past situation. So you're almost like distancing yourself from that part of you, right? But what I'm seeing in the cards is that if you embrace that part of yourself and utilize that part of yourself, that's actually going to be the part of you that pulls you out of this shame and guilt. If you can have compassion and empathy, if you can give yourself a second chance, if you could say, okay, I do feel ashamed that I stayed in that. I do feel guilty, but I am apologizing to myself, and accepting your own apology. And by accepting your own apology, giving yourself a second chance, the same way that you gave that person a second chance. You see what I'm saying? It's like when somebody takes advantage of us or someone fools us, because we feel so ashamed of it, we'll push that aspect of ourselves away. But that's the very aspect of ourselves that we need for ourselves. All of that compassion that we gave to them, we have to give it to ourselves. The second chances that we gave to them, we have to give it to ourselves. All the positive words we gave to them, all the encouragement that we gave to them, all the pouring into them, pouring all this love and all this energy into them, all of that now has to be reversed and put onto yourself. So you can't kill that part of yourself off I hope I don't get demonetized for saying that. You can't unalive that part of yourself, because YouTube will demonetize you. You cannot cut off that part of yourself, because you need that part of yourself. If you harden and if you try to push that part of yourself away, it's going to be so hard for you to work through this shame and guilt. Self-compassion is the key to working through this. And self-compassion is going to be the turning point, the shift in your mindset. Once you start treating yourself with self-compassion and looking at yourself and looking through, not looking through, but gosh, y'all know when I start channeling, it's a lot going on. Okay, wait, let me slow down. Okay, so when you start seeing yourself through the lens of self-compassion and you start taking action with self-compassion, you're going to see a major difference. There we go. I could not get that message out. So taking action with self-compassion and looking at yourself through the lens of self-compassion and speaking to yourself with self-compassion, that's going to turn this whole thing around. So you can't push away these negative thoughts, but you can start to funnel them through the lens of self-compassion. When you start to tell yourself, man, I was so stupid for staying in that situation, stop yourself in your tracks and say, no, wait, I wasn't stupid. I trusted this person because I am a trustworthy person myself, and I wanted to believe in them. And they also were very good at being manipulative, because that's another thing too. A lot of the times people internalize treatment from manipulative people, and they feel like, man, I'm supposed to be smarter. I'm supposed to not be able to be manipulated. But that's just not true. Like, manipulative people have been manipulating for a large portion of their lives. And I've said this before in the past. If you were to play a tennis match against Serena Williams, you're going to lose, because look at how long she's been playing tennis and look at how good she is at playing tennis. So these manipulators, they are the Serena Williams, the Venus and Serena Williams of manipulation. Like, I'm not even exaggerating that. Manipulation starts very, very young for a lot of people. Manipulative people, narcissistic people, these defense mechanisms, they start showing up in childhood. So these people, their brains have been wired this way for so long before you even came across them. So to feel like, oh, I should have been smarter than that. No. There are legitimate geniuses out here that are being manipulated by a narcissist as we speak. So do not carry any shame or guilt over someone manipulating you when they've just had a long string of practice before you. You know, just like you've had a very long string of practice at being compassionate, at being empathetic. I'm sure if you think back, you've been this way for as long as you can remember, right? And it comes naturally to you. So look at yourself through the lens of self-compassion, and that is going to be the key. That's going to be the key. And when you start moving towards your future, when you start saying, okay, I want to start rebuilding, maybe I want to go out and start making some friends, maybe I want to get in the gym, like whatever you want to do to start this new chapter of your life, to start this new era of your life, just make sure you're being patient with yourself and make sure that you're doing everything from a place of self-compassion. Okay. So the King of Swords is the last card that I pulled, and also the Suppression card. So with the King of Swords being here, I feel like what this is saying, because this is in the future position, I feel like this whole situation, it is turning you into someone who's just much more aware. Like, you're just much more aware of just certain red flags. You're just aware of maybe certain patterns within yourself that you want to heal. Like, maybe you could be thinking to yourself, okay, I could definitely improve on having stronger boundaries. Again, make sure this is coming from a place of self-compassion. Be careful with this. Because if you start saying like, man, I should have had stronger boundaries, it could easily topple over into, I'm so stupid because I didn't have stronger boundaries. Be mindful of this. This is supposed to make you grow and evolve as a person, with this thought of what you could do better in the future. It's not supposed to beat you down or make you feel guilty, right? So I just feel like this situation definitely has helped you to evolve. And again, it doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't mean that it's, I definitely don't subscribe to that whole, well, it happened and I'm grateful that they abused me, because no, I don't subscribe to that at all. But I do believe that when you go through these situations, you can take them and turn them into something positive by, letting it be in addition to your evolution. So that's kind of what I see you doing. I see you like taking this situation and refusing to allow it to like keep you down permanently. You're like, with this King of Swords, I see you getting up. I see you dusting yourself off. I see you saying, you know what? No, I'm not going to beat myself down, and I'm not going to let this person ruin my life or destroy me completely. I'm not going to close myself off. I know that there are good people out there. I know that there are people who are going to love me. I know that there are people who are going to care about me. I know that I can have genuine connections with people. I know that I can rebuild my self-esteem. Like, I know that I can live a good life despite what this person has done to me. So that's the energy that I see for you in the future. And I just feel like you have a very positive chapter that you're ushering in. You might not feel like it right now, and I don't want you to try to rush into the positivity. You have to, like I said, patience, go through the motions. But I do see you moving towards a very bright future where you are empowered, and where whoever this person is, it's like they are just left far behind. Like, you just feel like that was a whole nother lifetime because of how good the next chapter of your life is going to be. Okay, sorry if the audio sounds slightly different. I had to pause it for a second, but that is pretty much it for this reading. I am going to do an extended reading as well. So in the extended, we are going to be looking at your future. So remember how I just said that I see positive energy coming in for you. I see you leaving this situation behind. I just want to pull some more cards for that to give you a deeper look into the positivity that's about to come into your life. So if you are just feeling down right now, I'm hoping that the extended reading will help you to, have something positive to look forward to and for you to be more hopeful. And I'm also going to pull cards for the other person. Now, y'all know, if you've been following me for a long time, that I don't usually encourage this. Like, I always tell people, once you start looking into the other person's life using tarot, it can be like a slippery slope, because then it can be like your curiosity can overtake you and you can want to continuously peek into their life. But we're not going to do that, right? This is going to be a one-time thing where we are going to look into what's going on in their energy. And I say that because a lot of people think that when they've been manipulated in this way and hurt in this way, that the other person just kind of gets off scot-free and just skates away and is just happy. Especially if you've been like watching them on social media, you could see that they look happy and they're moving on and they're going out and they're, they just look like they're having the time of their life. And I'm here to tell you right now that that energy is very short-lived. The manipulative nature of these types of people usually, no, I'm not going to say usually, always catches up to them. It's just a matter of when. That's why I never recommend to look at their social media, because you just never know when it's going to happen, and you never know if they're even going to show it. You just never know. Like, there's this one person that manipulated me horribly, and they were just a horrible person to me. And literally, I didn't hear about anything they had going on until 6 years later. Someone randomly was like, hey, do you remember so-and-so? And then proceeded to give me like terrible news about this person. And the news that I learned about this person was directly related to them being manipulative. Like, they had manipulated some person specifically, and that person retaliated. It was a whole big thing. But you see how it caught up to them, but it was 6 years later. So imagine if I had been just waiting around for 6 years, like watching their social media, trying to figure it out. And then it's crazy because what happened to them happened behind the scenes. So it wasn't even posted on social media. So I wouldn't even have known it if we didn't have mutual friends. So I'm just pointing that out just to say it does eventually catch up to them, but I don't want you watching them. Like, I don't want you watching their social media or anything like that. So we are going to use the tarot cards to see exactly how that energy is going to catch up to them. So the link to the extended reading will be in the description box down below. And yeah, I think that's it. If you want to watch the extended, like I said, the link will be in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching this reading, and I will see you over in the extended video.